All right, so in this particular part, we're going to attempt to create the characters. So, first of all, we're going to have to think about the characters that are going to take part of this channel, or they're going to be a main focus, pretty much that are going to appear for the most of the videos. Number one, we're going to have the hero. The hero is a loner, is a middle-aged American man. Let's say he earned enough money to live for the rest of his life on a low budget in Yellowstone in a shack. He hunts for a living, and somehow he managed to become part of a wolf pack. Of course, that's just all fictional, but has it ever happened? I'm not sure. There are some people that have tried to get close to wolves, quite successfully so, but it's not forever. Since wolves do not even, I mean, wolf pack members do not stay in the same pack forever. So how can a human do that? But we're not here into explaining wolf lore. Our hero is middle. Actually, instead of the equal sign, I'm going to use a arrow. Middle-aged American male. Instead of the regular American, I'm going to go for original American male. Living in a shack. Somehow he managed to form a pack or to be accepted in a strong wolf pack in Yellowstone. Now, the supportive character or the companions, let's call it the hero's best friend slash companion, is the alpha wolf, a strong, big, black, dire wolf. Let's try to add a bit of mythology here. Instead of the regular wolves, which are small sized, we're going to make this about dire wolves. Other characters, the wolf pack. Other friends, an eagle or a hawk, an American eagle. I don't. There is no gorillas in Yellowstone, so other friends, bisons and deers and etc. So sometimes you can show a video where a bison is getting attacked or was attacked by, for example, a serpent, left there to die, but then we can make it a scene where the hero kind of intervenes, saves the bison. Or sometimes a wolf might be a victim of a snake, which is what we're going to do. The wolf will be a victim of a snake, and then the man is going to help him. All right, so other character or the environment is the cold of Yellowstone. I would also put the hero's second best friend, a big grizzly bear. All right, So now that we have designed the characters, obviously this character is living as a loner. He's not married, doesn't have kids. His only responsibility is to survive. So I'm going to get back right here into Google Gemini in the same chat, and I'm going to say, now I would like to design realistic images of the characters that will be a center focus of this channel. Starting with the hero, a middle aged Indian American man living in the wilderness. Design or generate a realistic image of him. It should be a 9 by 16 inches image. Okay. Now, always make sure that the create image option or tool is activated, because if it's not the case, then it will not generate the image, and instead the response is going to be a text response. All right. So, in the meantime, to make things perfect, it would be great if you go and start a folder that you can call whatever the name of your channel is. In this case, it's Yellowstone Survival. So I'm going to call it that. Then I'm going to create a file for characters. By the way, it's also interesting to create a file that you can name YouTube logo and banner, where you can simply place the logo and the banner inside of that file so that you can have them at all times in case you want to upload them or you forget where they are. Oh, it's always good to actually it's the best thing is to organize yourself when you're starting a channel like this. So here we have an image, but this is not what I meant by Indian American. All right, let's go. Let me find the exact term. Indian American name or Indian American term. Native Americans, American Indians, American Native Indians. So I'm going to click, and here I'm going to say American, a middle aged American Indian Native. American Indian Native. Because, I mean, this guy, he's Indian, he's of Indian descent. Indian Americans are a bit different, okay? To give you perspective, this is an example of what a native Indian American looks like. They have a very distinctive look, which is, by the way, really, really special. Some Samoans kind of look like this, it seems. I think that it might probably be because they have some ancestry. But this is what they look like. And there's certainly people that still exist today. I mean, Jacob Black, the name of the actor is Taylor Lautner, okay? And he has Indian American origins. I just wanted to remind everybody of that. Right. There we go. This is cool, but this guy looks very old. And I think it's because I said middle aged. So I'm going to say okay, let's try a 37-year-old, strong, lean American Indian native man. It's very important to design your characters. You need an image because if you're going to try to generate a video, then in order to ensure that it's consistent, you need the image and you also need the description of your characters. Hence why I'm going to create a file here that I'm going to name character descriptions. And I'm going to go and describe each and every single character. So this is our guy. Looks good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this image as, I'm going to call him hero. And I'm going to ask Gemini to describe exactly what he looks like in one sentence. I need this description to ensure of consistency. So I needed to describe the character for me because in Grok, if you're going to try to generate a video, you always must include descriptions so that your videos are always consistent with the character which you're trying to generate. So in the meantime, I'm going to go to Grok. I'm going to start my testing process. It's a good thing that, because if you upload in Grok, it's immediately going to turn it into a video. You can't use an image as a remix. So I'm going to put this description here. And I mean, I'm going to go for image instead first. Still at 9:16. I just want to see if Grok is going to be able, according to this description, to generate a character that kind of looks a bit like this. Doesn't have to be exactly like him, but as long as he looks close, that is going to be fine. Now, okay, he doesn't look exactly like this guy, but if you notice, they're not far from, I mean, they're not too far. And another very important thing to note is that in each of these images, the character almost looks the same. And that is fantastic. So now I'm going to try the other layer, the video aspect of it, and I'm going to generate a video with that. So now I'm going to place the description of the hero right over here. And I'm going to just give it a title, hero. In Word or in Docs, usually you could use, headings and heading number 1, number 2, number 3. So here is the video. Now I want you to remember this one. In order to, his hair is short, and he looks close, very close. Okay, so I'm going to generate another video again. And the reason for that is I want to see if it's going to be consistent. These steps are incredibly important. If you don't follow them, you will not be able to have a consistent video. So it's very important that you must follow these steps for consistent characters. Fair enough, it looks consistent, though he looks a little bit older than 37. So instead of saying his late 30s, I'm actually going to change this to rugged 37-year-old native Indian American man with a weathered skin, short dark hair, and a stubby beard, wearing worn tan canvas clothes and holding. So I think that with this description, we could have different results. Let's try it another time. One more time. And now that we have our character, I'm going to go and say, now generate a 9 by 16. Actually, instead of, well, 9 by 16 image of the friend of our hero. A large black dire wolf with green eyes. Make it look great and real. So step by step, we're generating each and every single character, the hero. Now for the rest of them, shouldn't be very difficult. So here, as you can see, they're close, very close. There's not a big difference there. So that is good. That's going to help us at least maintain a degree of consistency. Now, when it comes to the next character, it's the hero's best friend or companion. I'm actually going to copy this exact sentence. It's just that I'm going to make it a heading. And I could make it bold, but I think we already made hero bold, so we could keep it like that. So here we have the hero friend, save image as, and we're going to name it hero friend. Now next, we're going to ask it to describe this hero friend black wolf in a prompt, short description. And of course, I'll show you next how you can utilize the power of Gemini in this chat to generate a pretty impressive script for a successful video. Now, I'm going to do a generation. I'm going to generate a video of the wolf immediately. And I just want to see. It doesn't have to look exactly like this guy, but it has to look close. It's very important. These steps are very important, and these are what makes the difference, because most people don't take these steps in the early process of building a channel. They usually just want to jump into the content creation aspect of it, but they don't plan well, and they end up not really having a very successful channel. This is good. I like it. As I said, it's not exactly the same. Instead of shaggy, dire, or black dire wolf, let's try with black dire wolf, and let's see. Piercing green eyes. This looks more like a dog than a wolf, but I mean, wolves are a form of a dog. I mean, I think dogs evolved from a wolf. You can clearly see that. If you look at the German Shepherd, they look almost identical to a wolf. All right, so I just changed one thing. Instead of Shaggy, I mean, I like Shaggy, I like his music. This is good. This is good. So let me just go ahead and copy the prompt, head straight back here, and I'm going to paste the prompt. So now we have the next character in line is the hero's second best friend, which is a grizzly bear. First of all, I'd like to paste that there. And I'm going to go back to Gemini. I can go to another Imagine tab. And I could say, now, another friend of the hero is a huge, ferocious grizzly bear. Generate a cool 9 by 16 real life picture of this bear. Grizzly bears are brown bears. It's interesting because the color of trees is also brown and they live in the woods. So that's a deadly combination there. It shows that there is no accident in the creation of the universe and everything was planned because they can easily blend in the woods with the trees. Okay, so here, this is good. Not as big as I wanted it to be, but it's a bear. I mean, I'm going to say grizzly bear. And again, here I'm going to say describe this bear briefly. And then we're going to try to generate a video of that bear using Grok just to ensure that the bear looks pretty good. So I'm going to take this part, a massive, powerful grizzly bear. I mean, should he be standing on 2 feet? Whatever. Usually bears do that for dominance. Because when they stand like that, they usually become much, much bigger. Okay, it looks good. All right, I could take this description, head straight back into the file. Now, as far as the wolf pack, it's a wolf pack. As far as the American eagle, it's an American eagle. And so for the rest of the characters, since they're just supportive characters, we shall not pay a lot of attention to them. So as of now, I'm just going to pause right there. So right now, let's get started with the creation of our first video. First, let me go take all of my character images. These are primarily going to be the ones that appear a lot. And I'm going to head straight into back to Google Gemini and I'm going to say, I want to create my first short for this channel. The script is as follows. The man, the American Indian man, was laying on a tree, sleeping in the Yellowstone forest. Next to him was the black wolf friend. But all of a sudden, a venomous black mamba suddenly bit the wolf. The man became frantic and immediately left looking to get help from the big grizzly bear. The bear then started running. Then the bear roared at the eagle or the American eagle, and the eagle took off flying all over the Yellowstone forest And the eagle found a plant. We're going to call it a purple flower-like plant. The eagle took the plant and flew right back to the location of the trio: man, injured, unconscious, black wolf, and the big bear or grizzly bear. The eagle dropped. He dropped the flower. Then the bear took the flower and applied it, or squeezed it and squeezed it with his hand, and pretty much applied its juice on the injury and on the injured, or on the injury of the wolf. The wolf then regained consciousness, and in the next and final scene, bear, man, and wolf are laying next to the tree, sleeping and relaxing, while the eagle is perched on the same tree that or they're leaning on. Okay, now I'm just gonna hit send because I don't want to lose that prompt. I want to ensure it goes in. So that is the prompt of the story. Now after that, I'm going to ask Google Gemini to provide us with prompts that will make it possible to generate the video. Now, one lesson: if you're only going to use sounds from Grok, it is okay to make a video longer than 1 minute. You're not going to have copyright issues. You can get copyright issues when you put a famous music in your video, but especially when the music is copyrighted. If it's under 60 minutes, under 60 seconds, you can put music and they will not copyright strike you. They'll keep it. That's why, for the most part, in shorts, most people can use the most famous music without having or facing the slightest problem. So here, as you can see, it kind of divided the shots. So I'm going to say this is cool and all, but I want you to describe each scene with a Grok prompt. And in each prompt, be very careful to always describe each character in detail according to these descriptions that will follow. Whenever you mention a character, you must exactly describe that character to maintain consistency, and you must do it in each prompt. Another thing is, never mention the name of a character or animal if that character is not going to appear on video. Only describe what is appearing on video. All right, now I'm gonna get these descriptions. This is when they're gonna come in handy. Starting from the hero's best friend, the hero's second best friend. I'm gonna put like a small arrow in here. And this is a very important step. Otherwise, we will not be able to get consistency. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take each and every single one of these prompts and we're going to use those to construct a video by building scene by scene. So in Grok, go for 9 by 16. Now I just have to paste in the prompt. It's very important to use the prompts that I used. You can pause the screen, go back and forth, and make sure that you copy exactly that prompt, because otherwise you're not going to get the same results. Because what you want is you want to ensure that Gemini describes the scenes as a happening, something that's happening currently, not as a is, not as in the past or something that happened. Okay. And also, the thing with Grok, which can be very tricky, is this. If you mention snake here, for example, even if you mention it at the end, let's say you mention snake at the very end. If I generate, then because the keyword snake is included in the prompt, even though the snake is not, you're not going to do anything, it's not an actor, it shouldn't be there, then Grok is going to include it. And you don't want this, because you only want it to be careful to always just describe a character and that's it, or describe what is in the scene and that's it. Now here, as you can see, this is the scene. So I'm going to copy this and I'll show you one trick for consistency, but I'm going to copy the exact same prompt from before and I'm going to repaste it. Another thing that you have to realize about Grok is that once you've generated the video, you can upscale its quality. You don't need to use Topaz, which is an upscaling solution, but it's extremely costly. Now, so many people use it, but you wouldn't need to do that because they offer the option for basically free to upscale your video once you have generated it. So here we have our video. It's a cool looking video. I like it. So I would like to click on the upscale video option. If you like the video, it's a good practice to click thumbs up to just help Grok's engineers kind of figure out what's working versus what doesn't. And this also helps improve the software for us, everybody. So I'm going to download that. This is going to be our first footage. Let's listen to it because it has some sound, okay? It's cool. The sound is not bad, but as a practice, it's always good to add a comment at the end that says no music to ensure that there is no music because Grok's music is horrific, okay? Now, to guarantee consistency, here's a tactic that you can use. You can pause this video, move the cursor up until the end, right click, copy video frame, go back to Imagine, paste the video frame, go back to Gemini, and grab that prompt. The second prompt is where the wolf is going to be bitten. And so now it should have been the hook. To be honest, I could use this as this first scene if I wanted to. We'll think about that, but make sure to click enter once you've pasted the prompt. Always read the scenes. A close-up vertical line of the shot. I'm going to remove the part where it says shot, and I'm going to replace it with scene, cinematic, documentary, scene, and I'm going to re-click here, documentary scene, focusing on the dark fur of a massive black direwolf. Suddenly, a sleek, venomous black mamba strikes rapidly from the undergrowth, biting to the wolf's flank. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a good prompt. Always remember that you can edit your prompts if you find that they're not good. This is not a good scene. So I'm gonna edit this, and I'm gonna say a black mamba snake slides in a surprise attack and bites the wolf's paw. The man wakes up surprised. The wolf is injured. The snake escapes. So this time I added my own prompt version. You can add your own prompt version. As long as you know the story, you can add your own prompt. But it's always a good practice to first have the AI. In this case, we use Google Gemini. Now, I know that we could have used ChatGPT, but I think that Gemini can do a better job with this. ChatGPT as well, but I chose Gemini. It saddens me, but it seems to be that Gemini is taking the lead, and slowly but surely, it's getting ahead of ChatGPT. To be honest, that's my thinking. Right now, I used to not like Gemini at all. It kind of was horrific, but I mean, up recently in the past 6 months, it has improved dramatically. Now, sometimes Grok can get into this mode of loading infinitely. As you can see, it says 99%. This is not a good scene. A black mamba in a surprise attack bites the wolf's paw. The wolf is injured. I'm gonna add no music. And I'm gonna redo another one because this doesn't look good. I think that instead of a black mamba, a black king cobra in a surprise attack bites the wolf. Afraid, the wolf is badly injured. I have to try another one. I'm gonna remove this part that says a surprise attack. The king cobra snake bites the wolf. Let's try it this way instead. All right, I think that I'll finally have to take this one here because we can see that the wolf is wounded. I mean, they're absolutely not going to show that it has bitten the wolf. I can understand that because if I am to be honest with you, it might be considered as animal cruelty. So that's why Grok is programmed to not show that kind of stuff. Now, what I'm going to do here to maintain some level of consistency, I'm going to move to the last frame. I'm going to copy the video frame, go back to Imagine. Of course, after downloading my scene, I'm going to paste this and I'll basically just say the snake escapes The wolf falls down unconscious, and the man is crying in fear of losing him, of losing his pet wolf. The cobra snake, just to just for precision, because if I say snake, then Grok might end up morphing the snake's appearance. No music. And if we can watch this again, I want you to pay close attention that it is not showing the bite. I mean, yeah, there are other tools by which this could be possible, of course, but it didn't want to show the bite. If we use Google VO3, we would have easily been able to do this with VO3, but it's okay. I think it's not bad after all. All right, so the snake escapes. The snake leaves. I'd say the snake leaves. The cobra snake leaves. The wolf falls down. Okay, I'm gonna do it again because as you can see, the way the snake leaves is almost like a like a magical snake. You know, it doesn't look like a real snake whatsoever, and we can't have that. So we're gonna have to make sure that the snake looks real. Right, so the snake leaves. I think I'll take this one. I think I'll take this one. First of all, let me upscale the video because we need it in HD. And download, and always watch your videos. Let's watch this. All right. So I'm going to take the last frame as usual. And what I want to do, I want to copy the video frame and I want to use it as my starting frame for the next scene. So the next scene, I'm not going to do scene number 3 because I already did it. A vertical, closer shot the record, 37, runs desperately. Okay, so I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to try and see if we can get a pretty good results with this one. But first, always the no music note or comment because it's a negative. It's a negative prompt. So whenever you're prompting, there's a positive prompt and a negative prompt. Positive is what you want included. Negative is what you don't want to be included in your image or video, whatever it is that you're trying to generate. So if you want the character to not have red hair, you can always mention no hair or no red hair in the prompt. And in that particular case, you'll get you want. Now here it seems like this is not good, so I will not use that as a starting frame. I'll just basically generate a video directly with no starting frame because that doesn't look good. So I could have used that scene and just made it seem like the man is running in the wilderness, but I think it's best if we just directly use this as a prompt to generate scene number 4 directly. Now, he found the bear and he seems like he's complaining to the bear. Let's upscale this scene. Now, what is the next scene? Next scene is okay. So the next scene is the bear basically trying to get some help. So I'm not going to use any starting frame anymore. I'm just gonna rely on Google Gemini's prompts because I think that they're pretty good. A vertical 9 out of 16 medium shot. So what we want it to look like the grizzly bear is kind of running around trying to find some help based off of the demand of his friend. Let's check this one out. Now it has music, so I'm gonna make sure that this one doesn't by redoing it and including music. Let me check. As you can see, it has music, so that's not good. So we're gonna redo it, and in order to get one with music, with no music, we obviously don't want any Grok music. I mean, for the last one, it's okay. It has music that could be used as a very, very Right, he's roaring. So his roar is to call on the eagle because in I mean in the world in the Arctic or whatever. In the Arctic bear, the polar bear is the king, and in the in Yellowstone, the bear is the king. Obviously, the one who's the strongest is the king. Now here, let's try this one as well. No music. Let's try generating it. All right, so we have the eagle. This is a pretty good scene. There is no music, which is good. So that scream of the bear woke up the eagle. So now the eagle has to start going and looking for that cure. So it's pretty good because Gemini is certainly doing a fantastic job when it comes to following exactly or the script down to a T. So this is going to be a scene of the American eagle. Now, cool thing about American eagle, grizzly bear, whatever, is that whenever you just mention the grizzly bear, eagle, it's not very complex for these tools to know what that animal is. So they're immediately just going to generate a grizzly bear. And the reason why I'm saying this is for consistency purposes. It helps. It helps stay consistent. We don't see the bear, but we don't see the eagle, but we can see that it's pretty much like from the eagle view or bird's eye, as they call it. So yeah, this is all shaping up to be pretty good. Finding the cure. So here is the moment where the eagle is supposed to find the cure, the plant that is. I want to insist on the no music negative prompt to ensure that we just have sound or we only have a video with sound, no music. Because if we're going to have music in every 5-second clip, we're going to end up having a video with music in every different music in every 5 seconds. And that's just not going to cut it. So it's rather having one music the whole clip or not having music at all. All right. Seems like the eagle found the cure. Pretty good. All right. Very cool scene. You can see that only Grok can do this. I mean, yeah, other tools can do pretty good job as well, but Grok by far is the most respecting to the cost, if I could, or the most cost friendly. But then again, everything comes with a price. I think that it's cost friendly is because they can get access to your generations to understand you or get some data and to also help them improve their AI with your work that you provide them with for basically free, to help them understand what most people use these tools for, to help them better make these tools suited for whatever people like to do with these tools. So, but it turns into our advantage. It plays into our advantage that Grok is the cheapest one since it allows a lot of video generation. You can generate a lot of videos with it, and it's basically for a fraction of the cost that is going to take you on Midjourney or Runway ML or Kling AI or other tools. So always upscaling is a pretty good practice. And now scene number 10. I'm just going to add the no music. Hit send. I think this is a pretty good scene. It's a close up. And since it's a vertical scene, I mean, we absolutely cannot show all the detail. It's not like a 16 by 9 where you can definitely show a lot more detail. Just go up and down a bit because sometimes when you try to upscale a video, it might take longer than necessary. But he's healing the wolf. All right, so there's two scenes left. So here the wolf is supposed to awaken, and the last scene basically just shows them as a family. Now, if you were to try to do this with Google VO3, it would cost you. It would cost you almost, not almost, but it would, if it cost you $30 to make a video, knowing that you might not get the views to, first of all, get a return on your investment, knowing that you can spend the same amount of money on a 1 month membership on Grok to generate however many videos you like. I'm gonna regenerate. It's unlimited with Grok. So what are you gonna choose? I think the best and safest route is to not overspend on these tools. I know a bunch of people that by looking at some of their videos, they just think that by overspending on software that they're gonna be able to somehow get the views. It just doesn't work like that. I'm gonna edit that prompt because I want my scene to look like the wolf was sleeping and then he woke up because obviously he was unconscious from the toxin, the poison of the cobra. but then now he woke up. Now, sometimes Grok will do exactly this. It will show you two options. Like in my case right now, it's showing me two options and it's asking which one do I prefer. So, I mean, still can't see anyone. They're both still in process. But whenever it shows multiple options, just look for the one you like the most. It's like a poll that they run sometimes. I'm gonna click this one because it's really way too slow and I still couldn't see the video. Okay, I'm gonna try to refresh this page. Maybe it's due to the internet. All right, this one is good. Absolutely. I just have to upscale it. It almost looks like he was dead, came back from the dead. So you get the point. We're trying to convey a story in prompts or in short clips. Now, the final one, I believe, is the one where they're all in one pretty much family like reunion, you know, and that's that. Now, I'm going to go to the folder for the channel, Yellowstone Survival, and I'm going to create a file that I'm going to call shorts. Inside of that file, I could create a folder that I'm going to call short number 1. So short hashtag 1 is what I used. And inside of that file, I'm going to create a file that I'm going to call B-roll. And B-roll stands for videos, where I could place, you guessed it, all the videos that we've created, but then we need one more video. Now, why is there multiple eagles here? Seems like there's 3 eagles. I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna say edit this prompt so that there is only 1 eagle, and the bear must look bigger. We could take this, to be honest, but why 3 eagles? Doesn't make sense. So let's go back to Imagine here. And let's get going. Paste. Always make sure that you choose the right size. Since this is a 9x16, I want to ensure of that. No music at the end to ensure that there is no music. And I can hit the submit request. All right, this one is good. So I just have to upscale it, and that's it. And now is the time for us to just copy all the scenes into this file. Actually, I did cut the scenes. Now I'm going to organize them by date modified so that they get organized from the first one that I downloaded to the last one. And if you want to, you could number your scenes by 1, meaning the first scene, 2, meaning the second, 3, meaning the third. This meaning the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8, 9, 10, and of course 11. So I'm going to open CapCut. If you don't have CapCut, then go to CapCut.com and make sure to download CapCut. And so inside of CapCut, I would like to create a project besides the creating of a project, and the rest should be simple. Now, here on the first scene, if you notice, there's not much action going on. And so I'm going to skip that. Or if I don't skip it, I'm probably going to use that scene, but I'm not going to use the entire scene. So I'm going to drag the first scenes. Interesting thing about CapCut is if you drag all the scenes, they'll be dragged all together and they'll stay organized. And then I'll drag 7th, 8th to 11th. And then I'll drag it here into CapCut, place it right about here. So let me just drag this below. Now I'm going to cut this first scene short like this. Cut the left side by 70%. And my video is 1 minute. Now, to keep this under 60 seconds, which you can do, because videos that are less than 60 seconds have a higher chance of going viral, though that's not a rule, but it is mostly true. I'll go to speed, and in speed, make sure that you have everything selected and just increase the speed just by a tinge, just a little bit. And all of a sudden you can see that our video right now is 58 seconds. Now you don't need to change the aspect ratio because it's all already 9:16, but you could, and just make sure you select the videos again and all of them at the same time, and make sure that you apply a small scale here. Click on the adjust tool, click on auto adjust. You can even go as far as color correction. I'm gonna make it lower than that, and we can also use some filters such as the Hollywood filter, but in this case I'm just going to use the 4K filter. And the 4K filter makes the scene look a little more crisp, akin of real footage. So now we get to watch. First, I can just select all my videos and right click here. We have the option to extract all the audio. I could have kept it like that, attached to the videos, but it would be better to extract the audio so that we can work on it. And I'm going to select all the audio right here, and you can create a compound clip, which will make it one audio. I don't need to increase the volume because you can already see these orange colors. That is a marker of high volume. The higher the volume, the more you will see these markers there. I would just like to not enhance the voice, but probably reduce the noise. We can preview. This is good. I'm gonna go full screen and re-watch this. I figured that I didn't add the last scene. Yep, it's probably because I didn't download it. So let me just download it again because I didn't add it. So now I'll select everything again. I cannot edit all of them like that, but I can select, for instance, all the scenes. And in terms of speed, I can maybe make this 1.11, for instance. And I should remember that. 1.08. I could do one thing here, which is to select everything and recover the audio. And I need to add that extra scene, which showcases the ending of it all. And precisely, it's that one. Now, I didn't auto adjust that last one, so I'm going to have to adjust it. Correction. 62 is what I did for the rest. And I could just speed it up, you know, a little more to make sure that my video is under the 59-second mark or the 60-second mark. Right, let's just, I think there is a little bit of scaling I need to do here, and I can just do preview. Let's go back. Now, this is good. Now, one last thing I'd like to do here is protecting yourself from thieves steal your content and re-upload it. Because if you think about it, your video doesn't have any watermark. Now, you could easily apply a watermark by doing as follows. So go to canva.com, and in Canva, create a file or create a project. In this case, it will be a 9x16 project. So in terms of custom size, either enter 9x16, or if you already have it in your recent, you can use, I'm just gonna type it here, even though I have it, but because I'm teaching this from scratch. So once you open the project, all that's left to do is to get your logo and to place it in the following fashion. Now, since I've already edited my logo in Canva, it should still be in the upload section. So in my upload section, I should easily be able to find it. There it is. Now, this is a bigger logo, which means that it needs to be scaled. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scale it like so. And then basically just move it a bit downward, maybe increase the size a bit, and ensure that I place it in the center above this area, because if you're watching videos on shorts, usually the first 1/4 of the video includes the title, and it also includes the logo and so on and so forth. And so you can also place it right here if you want. I think that that is one of the best things, is to place it here. And I'm going to edit this by, first of all, removing its background, and secondly, using a duotone option or effect. So here we have the duotone effect. I want to change this to white and white. I might not be able to see a thing right now, but let me show you. First of all, reduce the transparency down to a little bit like this. And then Yellowstone survival watermark, share, download, transparent background, and then download. Now you might not be able to see a thing yet, and that is because the background is white. But now that I downloaded this as a transparent background, or with a transparent background, I want you to notice something. You can see that we can see this clearly. And so if I go back here, all I got to do is to click the import button, and I can import the Yellowstone survival channel watermark, and I could just paste it down here, and I could just have it cover the whole thing. And so if I were to go full screen right now, I know that I have this watermark. So whenever somebody tries to use my video, they're going to have to download it with a watermark. Another thing you can do, you can make your watermark more special by clicking text, heading. In terms of the text, you can add a heading that says Yellowstone survival, and you can place it somewhere down here, and then you can just change the color of it to white. You can have the color of the text is what I wanted to change, so let me just re-edit it. Come on. Now I cannot see it, but I know it's there, so I'm going to reduce the transparency of it just to down maybe 60%, 60 or 70 or 50, and then I can now download this new watermark right now. It has the logo on top and also this text here, which also makes it significantly more difficult for the people to steal your content and go freely about it. I'm going to remove that old watermark now that I have the new and improved one, which is far more protective. I can safely apply this watermark like this. Yeah, it's a simple watermark, but it works. Yellowstone survival. And whenever somebody will try to take your content and steal it, they're gonna have a bad time of it, because your channel's name is Yellowstone Survival, and if they copy paste your content on there by downloading and re-uploading it to their channel, they're only doing you a good. Uh, they're only doing you good, because if their video ends up getting more views, everybody that watches their video is going to see the Yellowstone Survival, so they're going to remember your channel's name. And chances, if they want to see more content, they might just type it to search. So that's the only way I see where you can protect yourself in this essence. So that's it. I hope that today's tutorial for this course was useful, and I'm happy to help as usual. Passive Income Gen Z, wishing you the best and signing out.